Thank you for joining me today at 2cutebeads.com. We're going to create the Crystal Creation Love is in the Bear kit. All your supplies are included, so let's open it up and get started. You have a silver packet, your base, your bear, your wire, and your E6000. I'm going to set these aside for now. I'm going to start out with my wire. And just unravel my wire and straighten it out. So the first part of this kit is going to be creating our heart balloons. So let's open the crystal and see what we have in here. And we'll open our silver beads. Be very careful. We have given you a couple extra beads in the kit just in case you lose one. So first we're going to do our balloons, so we're going to need our heart beads. So I'm going to set the others off to the side. And I'm going to divide my beads up. I'm going to need my 2 millimeters. My squiggle tubes, and my hearts. So on my wire, I'm going to cut approximately 3 pieces, about 4 inches long. And I'm going to set my wire aside. So to start, I'm going to take a 2 millimeter round, load it on here. Keep it to the top. I'm going to twist. And for that, I'm going to use my chain nose and my bent nose. And I'm just going to twist. Once I've done a couple of twists here, about 3 times. I'm going to use my nipper tool, and I'm going to cut off this extra. And as you can see, I'm going to go through my heart bead now. And I'm going to pull down tight. So it's going to look like this. So I need to do this on my 3 hearts. Okay, so let's start with one of our red ones. We're going to add another 2 millimeter bead. Now we're going to take one of our spiral squiggle tubes here, and we're going to push it through. Pull down tightly, Now on this one, we're just going to add 1. We have that one done. We'll do the same thing on our next one. We're going to add 1. We're going to push our squiggle tube through. We'll pull tightly. This one I'm going to add 2. Silver beads. No, I want it a little longer. I'm going to add 3 on this one, because I want my balloons to stagger a little bit. So this one we're going to put 3. And I can hold them up here and see how they're going to look. Same thing on the white one. Silver bead. Push our wire through. Pull tightly. And on this one, I'm going to add 4. 4 or 5, whichever you want. I'm going to add 5 on this one. There. So I have 5 added now. I am going to take all 3 of these. I'm going to take one of my 3mm, and I'm going to load these through a 3mm. So I've got all 3 of my wires through my 3mm now. I'm going to pull down on each one of those wires. And let's see. I'm going to arrange them until I see how I like them. Yes. Okay, so now I'm liking the way that looks. So I'm going to twist. And that's going to be my balloons. Twist down a little further. So now I have my balloons. I'm going to set that to the side for a minute. I'm going to get my wire again. And I'm going to cut off 2 pieces. About, again, 4 to 5 inches long. Straighten it out. I'm going to take one of my 3mm bicones and center it on my wire. And again, the same way we did with our rounds, I'm going to twist it about 3 times. And this is going to be his ears. Now I'm going to take all 4 of these wires, his ears, and I'm going to find my 6mm round, and I'm going to load these all 4 through here. And pull them down till I get them straight. This one's not cooperating, so sometimes you need to bend them to the side. And I want his ears a little bit to the side here. There we go. There. Now I have his head up. I'm going to take two of my wires off to the side. A little bit for a minute. There we go. Just so that I can straighten this up and get these 2 coming straight down. Okay. I'm going to take all 4 wires again, and I'm going to take them through the silver bead cap. Try to find my 2 wires I separated here. There's 1, there's 2, and this one's going to go straight down. So I'm going to bring through the hole in the silver bead cap on one side. I'm going to bring my wire up and out on one side, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And this is going to create his arms, so just pull tightly. So I have now 2 wires going straight down. I have 2 wires coming out the side of the bead cap, just like that. So now on each one of these, start with one side, I'm going to add a 3mm bicone and a 4mm round. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, and I'm going to take the end of it through the bicone and back through the hole. Hoping you're seeing this in my silver bead. And just kind of push it through, grab it with your bent nose or your chain nose, and pull nice and tight. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We are going to add our 3mm bicone, our 4mm round, we're going to go back through our bicone and back through our silver bead, till I can see the end of it here. Grab it, and we're going to pull it through. Now we have all 4 wires coming out again. We're going to just gently pull on each wire. We have the start of our bear. Now we're going to add our 8mm round. Now wire straight down here so I can get them through. And again, everything in place. We're going to take 2 of our wires. I'm going to take the shortest ones here. They actually should all be the same size, but I'm going to take my shortest wires here and set them to the side like this. So here we have 2 wires coming down, 2 wires to the side. On these 2 wires, I'm going to add a 4mm bicone. I'm sorry, that was a 3mm bicone and a 4mm round. I'm going to take my round nose now and grab it tightly, just like this. I'm going to wrap it closed. And I wrap it a couple of times. Then I'm going to take off the little piece of extra wire. And now I have one of his feet. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to grab it tightly here. I'm going to wrap, closing this off. And I try to wrap the same amount on each side. Here, take off the extra. And I kind of twist them and play with them until I have all the silver in the back. There's his head. And he's facing forward. Now I'm going to take one of my silver beads, my 2mm, and just put it right in here between the legs. Now we have our bear. So we've now got our balloons and we have our bear. Now I'm going to clean up. Except for my 3mm beads, I have an extra bicone here because I've completed my bear, and I have 3 little extra rounds here. So I'm going to set those to the side because I've completed these 2 things here. Actually, I'm going to put them in the plastic bag so I don't accidentally grab them. And I have a piece of extra wire here. Should there have been something I didn't like, I have a little bit of extra wire so I can redo it. I'm going to put all these things away so that all I have in front of me now are the things I need to use to complete. So on my balloons, I am going to cut off one of the wires. It's going to be my shortest one. So I'm going to just take that one off. I hope I have them twisted tight enough. So we'll see. I'm going to add my 3mm beads here and see if I can get my wires through. Pushing up. What I'm doing now is just covering my wraps. Okay, so I have these on and I have this. I have an extra bead here. So now we're just going to determine if I like how it looks. I have my round Swarovski crystal here. I'm going to take my balloons and my bear, all my wires together, and I'm going to feed them through. And I'm going to pull down. I'm going to kind of hold it in place, and I'm going to see if this is how I want them to look or not. So right now I have 3 going in here. I can take it down to 2, leave it at 3. I like them like this. That's how I'd like them to look. So I'm good. So I'm not going to use this extra one. If I wanted him longer, I could use that. In this packet with my base, now I have a 3mm large hole bead that I'm going to put all of my wires through. And I'm going to pull down nice and tight. You can with your bent nose or your flat nose or your chain nose actually. But what we want to do is we want to smash this in place. So I am going to, with my chain nose, hold all of my wires, hold it upside down, and with my bent nose, I'm going to take this and I'm going to smash it. Here's my bear and my balloons. So we're almost done. I'm going to cut off all of my wires. I'm going to gently push this back. And then I have my base that I'm going to set him in. And he's going to set just like this. Hope you can see it. But then we take our E6000. You open it, poke it, and what we do is we use one of the plastic bags that you were given, and I'm going to fill all in here with glue. I'm going to set it on the plastic bag. It's going to be filled with glue. I use a little bit of glue here, here, here. I decide which way I want my base facing, where I want them on my base. And then he's in his glue. We leave him set there. Let him set for 24 hours. You're good to go. It will peel right off of the plastic. Arrange your hearts. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial of the Love is in the Bear crystal creation. Join us again soon. Thank you.